Hey guys, what is up? I hope you're doing super well today. Sorry I've been a little absent on the YouTube videos for a little while, but I thought we'd get back to it today. I've quite a big video going straight into ranking everything I've read this year in the year of 2023. 51 books so far, and I'll try to keep it short and concise. So let's get straight into it. The first book I read this year was probably one of the best books I read all year, and it was Words of Radiance, Brandon Sanderson. Easily S tier book. Then maybe like one or two books better I've read this year, but it's hard to beat. Words of Radiance, Stormlight Archive is just incredible. After Words of Radiance, I went I went back to the Ranger's Apprentice, one I hadn't read in a very long time, and this is the book that got me into reading fantasy and got me into reading in the first place. Ruins of Gorland. I want to put it in A tier, but I'll go top of B just because there might be a little bit of nostalgic value that puts this book higher, but definitely a great series if you want to get into fantasy at an easy reading level. I read Edgedancer after this. We'll probably put it top of D. I didn't really enjoy reading it. I think I enjoy the thought of it more now, but at the time, I just wanted to get through the book and I wasn't really enjoying Liv's character. Going back to Ranger's Apprentice, The Burning Bridge. Oh, I remember the first time reading this book, I was in tears at the ending. I have to put that book in A. Just such a well done book. Great, series. Then Ranger's Apprentice again. Icebound Lead. We'll just go solid B. Good book, but nothing special. Doesn't reach the highs of the first or second book. And Oathbringer, another S tier book. Brandon Sanderson, Stormlight Archive. Just incredible. Maybe not as good as Words of Radiance, but just as good mostly. And the ending was top tier incredible. And then back to Ranger's Apprentice again. Another good book. We'll put this one as top of B. All right, and then I went back to reading John Gwynne and read his The Faithful and the Fallen series, starting with Malice. And Malice was a great time, but it didn't stand out too much. The ending was good, but it just felt a bit disconjointed throughout the series, throughout the book. And we'll give it a solid B. Valor, great step up. This is definitely a good book, definitely improved in the series. Solid A tier. Ruin again, moved up even better than Valor. S tier book. The fights just get better, the series just gets deeper in. And ending was incredible. Maybe just have to dive straight into the next book, which was Wrath. And Wrath, best book of the year. And the reason Wrath beats the other Sanderson books I have in my S tier is, if my iPad wants to let me put it, that's number one, is we get a completed story. So that's what puts Wrath all the way to the top of my book series. It completes a series in a really good way. Great characters, great story, great plot, great world building, and just an absolutely fantastic time of epic battles. Wrath, top tier book. After that, I went and read The Fall, a novella by Ryan Cahill, a prequel book to his series The Bound and the Broken, and I had a great time. It's just 4 chapters, but they're an incredible 4 chapters of an epic battle set 300 to 500 years. I think it's actually 400 years. It's set exactly 400 years before the events of book 1, and it's just 4 chapters, 4 POVs, full-on battle raging, dragons falling from the sky, epic heroes fighting. Incredible book, and straight after reading that, I was like, yep, I'm going to read The Bound and the Broken 100%, and anything Ryan writes, I'll read, because he just sold me with that book. After The Fall, I went back to book 2 of Mistborn Era 2, and it left no impression on me, so we'll just put it as a C tier. Of Blood and Fire, the first book of The Bound and the Broken, good book, nothing incredible. We'll put it top of B. Then, after that, Then after reading of Blood and Fire, I returned to my Harry Potter reading journey. And the first time I read Harry Potter was this year, and it's The Chamber of Secrets. Good, solid book. We'll put it solidly in the B tier. Same with book 3. And then we returned to The Bound and the Broken of Blood and Fire. Easy A tier. Great book. Of Darkness and Light. It grows upon the things that we like it from of Blood and Fire, but adds more POVs, extends the scope of the world. Our main character just goes through more shit, and it's just impeccable. Then staying with The Bound and the Broken, we went to another novella, The Exile. Again, great book, solid A tier. Let's put it up there. Coming back to more Mistborn Era 2. Again, no impression, so we'll put it in C. And finished off The Lost Metal. Small impression, we can put it at the end of B. Reading June. June, when I finished reading it, when I was reading, it was a solid S tier, but I can't remember what much of it, and not too much stuck with me. So I feel like on first read, it's an A, but if I ever read it again, it'll be put in the S, just because there's so much going on that I couldn't comprehend it all on my first read through. Nevernight. Oh, I love Jay Kristoff. This is the first book of his I read, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. We'll put it in A, and we'll put it towards the start of A once we get near the end. Of War and Ruin. It's the latest Bound of the Broken release at the moment, and yeah, solid A. Massive book, super epic. The journeys just kept growing, the characters kept growing, the whole story just kept growing, and it was just impeccable. Great fights, dragons again, just top notch. God's Grave, book 2 of the Nevernight Chronicles. My favourite book of the series. A gladiator story arc, revenge, epic fights, great characters, solid A tier. Then returning back to Harry Potter, The Goblet of Fire. I've read so many books, it's hard to remember where we put them. But I think we'll keep it in the B tier. Or look, it could be A, but we'll just leave it B for now. A couple of books I read, Ahsoka and Kenobi. These are just things I had an audiobook while I was just doing like a run or something, so I wasn't focusing too much. No impression left by him, so we'll just put him in C tier. Going back to Brandon Sanderson, we had Dawn Shard. Again, no impression. Wasn't too impressed by the characters. We'll leave him in C. Oh, Dark Dawn, the last book of the Nevernight Chronicles. Solid book. We'll put it A. It could be top of B, but there was a lot of strong points. The ending wasn't the strongest point, but there's a lot of good strong points in the start and the middle. Oh, no, we'll put it top of B. Bring it back down to B. Might not belong at top of A. All right, then Untethered Sky, Fonda Lee, a great novella. First time I'd read Fonda Lee, and this is just a great book. We'll put it a solid B. It could be an A, but we'll just leave it B for now. Shadow of the Gods, this is a reread for me. My mate was reading it. I just wanted to read it again because it's so great. Solid A, could definitely be a S tier book. All right. Then after that, I stayed with John Gwynne and I read his 3-book trilogy of Blood and Bone, set about a couple hundred years or so after The Faithful and the Fallen. It was an epic follow-up of A Time of Blood. Oh, yeah, that's the first book. Yeah, A Time of Blood. Really good. Slow build, but just great ending, great characters. I loved it. Time of Dread grew from that even more and just had a chaotic ending. Solid A tier again. Or maybe even S tier. Probably an S tier. Yeah, it's an S. We'll put it above those other books we got there. Then I started reading The Wheel of Time, Eye of the World. Look, this didn't leave too many impressions on me, and I think I've got to put it C tier. It'll be at the top of C tier when we get to the end, but not too high. Fourth Wing. All right. So, Fourth Wing was one of the best plots I've read this year. It was a book of incredible potential, but the writing just killed me. And the characters through audiobook were so unlikable with the voice they were done with that I feel like if any other, like any of the other authors I've got down this page were to write the book, take that plot and do something with it, it would be a 10 out of 10. But just some of the writing style was just shocking. There was words and things used that just don't fit in like a fantasy world. So the plot is S tier, incredible, but it has to go C. It should be a B because the plot's that good. But we'll have to see at the ending when I redo these things. Returning to Harry Potter, Order of the Phoenix. Do we want to put Order of the Phoenix at A tier or B tier? We'll go B tier. Harry Potter and we'll do Half-Blood Prince first. And yeah, we just get near the end. That book's just getting better. We're finally getting towards the ending. Things are getting exciting. We'll put both the last Harry Potter books in the A tier. And you know what? We'll put Order of the Phoenix there too. It was pretty fun, wasn't it? Those books are incredible. Then I returned back to reading Sanderson again. And The Emperor's Soul, really enjoyable, but didn't stick with me. So we'll just put it in B tier. Then I went on a mad string of just reading the Court of Thorns and Roses books with a friend and my sister as well. Book 1, I really liked the first couple of chapters. They hooked me in. They definitely were enjoyable. And I don't know. First couple of chapters really good, really like a good fantasy. And then it was really boring in the middle of the book. Ending was strong. We'll put it at C. It could be B, but nah. Court of Mist and Fury. This one was really enjoyable. There's a lot of good character moments, and we'll put it up in A. Had a lot of good times with it. With Wings and Ruin, it could be a B, but there was just so much wasted time, and things just took a long time to happen, and there wasn't really that many satisfying character arcs in that one. Court of Frost and Starlight. It was a Christmas special. It was fun, but boring. Then A Court of Silver Flames. Surprisingly fun. Returning back to A Blood and Bone, John Gwynne, Time of Courage. S tier, incredible book, incredible battles, incredible finish. John Gwynne, just, you can tell all his books are A and S tier. He's a great writer. Then I started my Red Rising journey. Book 1 from Red Rising. You know what? C tier. It's just a prequel book for me. I really loved the rest of Red Rising. Just the first one was just a building book for me. I liked a lot of the things, but I didn't really like the story. I liked what it was building to, but not what it was. Empire of the Vampire, coming back to Jay Kristoff, my favourite author, easy S tier. You just have to check this book out. You have to check out Jay Kristoff. He's not an author for everyone, but if you're like me, he will become your favourite author of all time. Some people don't like how his prose is. They say it's too purple. I don't know what people are talking about. I think it's incredible, and his writing style just puts you right in the worlds that he's building. Then returning to the Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt. Big step up from Eye of the World. It could be A tier, but we'll put it B tier just because the books are still building to something. It's a 14-book series, so no single book is going to be incredible. It's more about the work of art across the series with The Wheel of Time. That's my personal belief at the moment. So Dragon Reborn, we'll put that B2. Golden Sun, solid B book as... I can't remember too much of Golden Sun, and I've just read it recently, so that's the most concerning thing. There's a lot of good things in it. We'll put it B, because I know it'll be alright, because I'm going to put Morningstar S. Morningstar was just lots of fun, just scheming and getting shit done, and lots of excitement. Really good ending to the books, lots of great characters that Pierce Brown has built through the series, so it's just a great ending. There's definitely things you can pick apart with any of the Red Rising books, But as a whole, that was a really enjoyable series, and I'm continuing on at the moment with books 4, 5, and 6. All right, so let's reorder this thing. So going through S tier, what the best book from the year was, it was probably Wrath. We'll bring Oath, bring it back further towards the end. Words of Radiance was incredible. Ruin was also really good, but we'll bring that back. The Fall, it was probably one of the best books I read this year, 10 out of 10, but because it's smaller, we'll put that at the end of our S tier. All right. We probably want to get Time of Courage higher up in that. God's Grave is incredible. Time of Dread we'll bring back a little bit. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I could put that a little bit further back. But yeah, that's a pretty good representation of how I went. Those first 5 books, Wrath, Words of Radiance, Of War and Ruin, A Time of Courage, Empire of the Vampire, they were my top 5 books this year. God's Grave, Time of Dread, Ruin, Oathbringer, The Fall, all close seconds. Morningstar definitely as well. I'm very happy with that S tier. All right, what I want top of my A tier. We probably want Dune at the top. The Exile was good, but just a novella. Probably can't put it too high on the tiers. And the same with Ranger's Apprentice. It's great, but we might have to bump it down to B just because of the quality of the other books up there. It doesn't really compete with them. But yeah, pretty happy with how that A tier looks too. That Valor was incredible. All the John Gwynne books there were great. Dune, incredible. Nevernight was a ton of fun seeing in Assassin's School. Fantastic. B tier, who's our top of Bs? All right. Happy with Blood and Fire being at the top there. We could probably bring a couple of these back. Down. That one could be higher. But yeah, that's pretty good. B tier. S tier, C tier would probably put Red Rising at the top if my iPad will allow me, but that's not going to happen. So probably put Red Rising at the top, then the Eye of the World, then the rest. And yeah, that D tier is pretty solid. So yeah, that's my rankings for this year. Thank you very much for watching me talk about books for a while, and let me know what your top reads of this year have been.